Hello, Barendipus here with another video for the board game shelf, and here we have another classic, Splendor. So, oh, there we go. So yeah, what's Splendor all about? Well, basically you are, you and everyone else playing, you're basically trying to collect, you're trying to purchase gem mines and trying to have the most, you're trying to be the first person to reach 15 points generally. My family really loves this game. Not just my wife and I, but like my immediate and extended family. The family who only likes games that are like 20 or 30 minutes. But we enjoy playing this game a lot. And one of the things I love about this game is just are these gem tokens. You can see there's various colors, right? We got diamond, we got ruby, we got emerald, sapphire. I don't think this is obsidian. This is I can't remember. And then there's this gold wild token essentially. But these feel really good in your hand. Like it feels really good to sort of like collect these. And usually we have them in piles, kind of like this, like poker chips essentially. And so we just sort of like grab them like this, and they just feel really good. Like there's just this really good, thick, like quality, like plastic, and sometimes, obviously, like one of the more important things about a game is like how well does it play and do you enjoy it. But I think like the feel of a game, like the feel of the game's components, definitely does help with the experience, because, like. I mean, usually it's just kind of like standard. Like, yeah, I mean, you might have some dice, you might have some wooden meeples, you might have some like, normal cards and stuff. But when you have like cool things like this, man, it just gets me just slightly more excited to play. All right. So anyway, these are the gems, and also, well, I'll explain those later. But essentially, what you're doing is there's 3 different kinds of cards. There's like level 1, level 2, and level 3. Essentially what you do is for each level you're going to have a bunch of gem mines, just right in a row here, 4 in a row. Wow, that's here to kind of show some more variety. I'll swap. Wow, why do I keep? There are more colorful mine. They're available in all colors, I promise you. But yeah, here we go. So these are basically meant to sort of represent various locations where gemstones and precious stones can be mined, and you're essentially trying to purchase the you're trying to purchase these mines basically, and the way you purchase them is this cost here in the lower left hand corner of the cards. So on your turn you can only do one thing, and you can either take gems, or you can buy, or you can like reserve essentially. And there's a couple ways you can take gems, but in any case, let's say I decide that I want to, you'd only take like 2 or 3 gems at a time. So let's say one turn I take these 2, and then, actually no, let's say one turn I decide to take these gems here, right? I just have them in front of me, okay? And then another turn I decide that I want to take these gems right here, all right? And then on my turn after that, I will be able to purchase this right here because I have 2 white, 2 blue, and 1 red. So I would spend these, and now I would own this mine right here. And this is important because now I have 1 permanent black gem. I don't think it's obsidian. I can't, whatever. So now I don't have to, so now if I want this over here, this is 3 white, 1 blue, and 1 black. All I have to do is eventually get 3 white gem chips and 1 blue. And even though I have 1 black here, I don't have to spend it at all because I already have this mine. So I just have to spend these 3 white, 1 blue, and 1 black, and I get this. So now I have these 2 permanent. So you basically build things up over time. And this is important because and this is important because the next level of cards are much more expensive. If you notice, 5 gems, like the numbers are higher. It's harder to get these in level 2, right? And then the level 3 ones are even more expensive. Look at this. Yeah. So you'll want to. So generally, what people do is they try to purchase several lower level mines, and there's four of each level that's on display at all times. So you could purchase any of them you want, but you need to have the gems to do it, right? But yeah. So what's the aim of the game then? Basically, you're trying to be the first person to get 15 points. You get points by acquiring things with these large numbers on them, right? Obviously, most, if not all, of the level 3 mines have a lot of victory points associated with them. Most, if not all, of the level 2 cards, like mines or trading posts or specialists or whatever cards have victory points. And you don't get a lot of victory points with level 1 cards. So some are worth like 1 point, for example, but generally they're not really worth anything except just the extra gem. So there's a bit of a trade-off. And then there's also this. So once per game, per each game, you're going to have a bunch of these like sort of rich patrons here. I believe they're actually based off of real historical figures because I don't recognize most of them, but I do recognize. I think it's Machiavelli. I'm pretty sure. And then we have like Henry VIII or whatever. But yeah, these are probably like actual like historical figures or based off of real portraits or something. But essentially, they have a different cost. Most of these mines kind of show that you need gems, the circular gem tokens to purchase these. But if you want these with their like 3 or 4 points each, you need to have that number of cards with that color. So I can't get this with three of each black, blue, and white tokens. I need 3 of each black, blue, and white cards in front of me, right? So it takes a little bit longer to claim those, but first come, first serve, basically. But yeah, that is Splendor in a nutshell. Again, just like most other games, once you get the hang of it, it is quite fun and quite it's quite fun and accessible, and it's fun to play with all the tokens and everything. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. You can also reserve something. So for example, you can't quite afford this, but you want to reserve it so no one else can have it. So when you do that, you basically put it in front of you and kind of like put it off to the side like this, and you get to take one of these. This is a wild, so it's, basically like a gold coin essentially that can be put in place for any one of these other colors. So that's what that is. And then later on, you can purchase this, and it actually counts for you. So you don't get any of the benefits unless you actually purchase it. But once you reserve it, then you're the only one who can purchase it. So that is Splendor. And there actually is one other thing that I can show you. We also have Cities of Splendor, the expansions. So I confess I've not. Well, I played with like one of these expansions so far. This does something with board game expansions that I haven't really seen anywhere else, I don't think. So there are 4 miniature expansions in here. All right. There's like let's see what are they called exactly. Okay, yeah, here we go. So there's cities, strongholds, the Orient, and trading posts. I'll briefly explain each of them. I think I've only played with trading posts before. But yeah, so these are the 4 different expansions. They're all pretty small, and they're intended to only be played one at a time. It is not you're not supposed to combine these into one game. Basically, when you play a game of Splendor and you decide to play with the expansions, you have to say, do we want to play with cities or strongholds or the Orient or trading posts? You only choose one of them, and that's it. Which is very interesting, because usually with expansions you combine and things like that, right? But anyway, so what's up with all of these? So first of all, we have cities. Okay, this is kind of like those rich patrons essentially, where if you fill these requirements, you get this many points, which usually will win you the game. So that's kind of a way to make the game a little bit faster. Sometimes it might happen where 2 people might grab a city at the same time, and so at that point, like whoever has more points wins. But yeah, that's basically it for cities. I think this is a first-person player token or something like that, or like active player token. I cannot remember. It's been a little while since I've read the rules. But anyway, so here we have trading posts. We have this board here. And essentially, when you fulfill the requirements, you get this benefit. So usually it's something like, maybe you'll if you fulfill this, then 1 gold is equal to 2 gems that are equal or something like that. Or if you get this, then you get one. If you fulfill this requirement, then you get 1 victory point per shield you put on here. So whenever you get one of these like trading posts, essentially, you get to put your shield up here. You're going to have a color shield, which means that everyone can, like, you're not stealing it from anybody. There's like these different color shields: red, yellow, blue, and black. So you can have one of each color on here, essentially. So everyone could potentially try to get each of these. It just kind of like gives you a little bit of a boost, like a ability to let you purchase things faster or easier, or things like that. Strongholds. So I believe this is something. This is like a strongholds can make a game last a little bit longer, where you can place strongholds on top of cards to sort of protect them. I haven't played with strongholds yet. I don't know how often I'll actually play with strongholds because, again, making a Splendor game longer is probably not what my family wants. But they're there. There's sort of an extra sort of like protection mechanic, and you're trying to tear down the strongholds to get access to things and whatever. And finally, we have the Orient, which gives a new slate of cards, level 1, 2, and 3 here. And they're basically their own separate section. So this is what the game normally looks like right here. And if you're playing with the Orient cards, you're going to have a setup like this. And they basically are, unusual. They have like unusual prices and unusual benefits. For example, here you would need to get rid of 2 of your red cards that you purchased previously to get this one. But even though you only get 1 gem out of it, you also get 3 victory points. So, a bit of a trade-off. And there's other, there's also, like, for example, if you get this one, then you get, the rewards are you get this diamond gem, as well as a level 2 card for free, essentially, from the Orient. So there are some that are worth 2 gems as well, which is kind of cool. And there's, other things. So just kind of like extra, extra things in the mix, essentially. I think these are all fun ways to sort of mix up the gameplay of Splendor. And like I said, I've only played with Trading Post before, and my family enjoyed it. So I'm definitely interested in trying out the cities and the Orient especially. I don't know about Strongholds. Again, I'm not sure exactly how fun that would be, but I'm interested in trying it out. But yeah, there we go. There's Splendor, and then there's just these small little expansions that you can sort of like tack on one at a time if you want. I really enjoy this. This is another good sort of like casual board game that my family and I really enjoy. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And until next time, all the best.